In world news, hundreds of Nigerian students are missing after gunmen attacked a secondary school in the country's northwestern Katsina state, police said, while the president said the military was in gunfights with bandits in a forest as it tried to find the students, according to the Associated Press. About 400 students are missing, while 200 are accounted for. The school is believed to have had more than 600 students. Search parties are working to find or rescue the missing students. This attack, the latest on a school by gunmen in Nigeria, is believed to have been carried out by one of several groups of bandits active in northwestern Nigeria. The groups are notorious for kidnapping people for ransom. The most serious school attack occurred in April 2014 when members of the jihadist group Boko Haram kidnapped 276 girls from their school dormitory in Chibok in northwestern Borno State. About 100 of the girls are still missing, which is insane that 6 years later, we still don't know where 100 of those girls are. And also, the government isn't sure how many students are actually still missing or who have escaped their abductors. But there's one story that I did find of somebody who actually escaped. They were being pushed and beaten. They spent the night marching, and they were sometimes walking on thorns. 30 minutes before dawn, they were told to sleep. And while they were sleeping, he found a tree trunk that he was able to conceal himself inside of. So when they, told the group to start moving, he was able to hide and run to safety. And so the story is unfolding as we know it. But it's a tragedy what's happening over there.
Yeah, it really is. And you think about people are being murdered, women are being raped, babies and kids are being locked up. All this is happening in the midst of COVID-19. So you think about what we have to go through here back home. Imagine this on a daily basis. And I think this particular one, has been going on for close to 3 years, since 2017, since SARS has been with that protest. So I can only hope that there's some light in the tunnel, because this is so upsetting right here.
Yeah. It's just a horrible threat that children should never have to live under. Constant.
Agreed.
It's awful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, guys. Now, in Wakanda news, Marvel is moving forward with Black Panther 2, following the movie's massive 2018 box office release, along with 7 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, according to several news outlets. Now, the sequel's future was in doubt after the sudden passing of Chadwick Boseman in August at age 43 after a 4-year battle with colon cancer. Disney has confirmed that the role played by Boseman will not be recast and that instead the character will be honored in another way. The official Disney Plus Twitter confirmed plans for the next installment, tweeting Black Panther 2 opening July 8th, 2022 is being written and directed by Ryan Coogler, honoring Chadwick Boseman's legacy and portrayal of T'Challa at Marvel Studios. Now in June, a report from The Sun claimed that negotiations were still underway between Beyonce and Disney for a $100 million deal for her work on 3 projects. One of those was reportedly Black Panther 2, although neither party confirmed, reports The Sun. Now, Beyonce's latest work includes Disney's soundtrack for The Lion King, The Gift, also her voice work as Nala in the movie. So I want to know for you guys, right? Who do you think, one, I'm really happy that they're not going to recast this role, because
who would really actually take it?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be, no one was going to take it. And then
it'd be bad for them.
Yeah, they were contemplating whether or not they should do the hologram of him. And I was just like, please,
no,
just stop doing that altogether.
Yeah, we don't like the hologram.
Yeah.
You know what I was, people that are really into Marvel and the storyline and things like that, they were saying on Twitter and everything, they were like, it's not fair that the role should be canceled because of the actor passed away. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, you have hardcore. Now, again, of course, I am still mourning the death of Chadwick Boseman, but you have people that are diehard Marvel fans, and they feel this role should continue with someone else, although the actor passed away. How do you guys feel about that?
I understand that part. Well, first of all, you didn't like the Tupac hologram? Melissa,
I hated it.
Y'all didn't like the Tupac?
What?
Tupac hologram from
Y'all didn't appreciate that? Okay.
That was awful.
But I do like that situation, Demi, because a lot of people do want this to continue with that character there.
Yeah.
However, that's just a huge void to fill.
I know.
It is. And Black Panther, listen, Chadwick was Black Panther.
Yes.
But I think what is something that the cast also lended, their support to, was that this was a cast thing.
True.
It was about representation. It was amazing to see all of them together. And so, it seems like none of them would mind. There were other stars also.
Yeah.
And you can pay homage and also keep going.
I agree.
That's true. All right. Well, here's what happened today in Black history. On this day in 1799, history books say George Washington freed all of his slaves, despite having been an active slaveholder for 56 years. George Washington struggled with the institution of slavery and spoke frequently of his desire to end the practice. At the end of his life, Washington made the decision to free all of his slaves in his will, the only slave-holding founding father to do so. But as we talk about this history, Brooke, you got some truth in here. You got some real deal you want to bring out. Let's speak on this situation.
No, I just call it like revisionist history. I struggle with how kind we speak about slaveholders because I feel like it minimizes how truly evil and awful that
like
practice
he was a really nice serial killer,
right? He said that he would let them not be slaves when he no longer needed them. That is not, and also he was a slaveholder for 56 years and he struggled with the practice. Those two sentences can't go together for me. I feel like there's dishonesty and revisionist history in that. We are struggling today with people arguing that we need to continue to honor slaveholders and Confederate leaders when it comes to names of schools. Children have to go into buildings honored to people who wanted them to die. Black children, you know what I mean? And so I struggle with this. He willed them, he promised to will them free, but his wife didn't let him go. And immediately, I think only one person, and what we know about George Washington and his history with slavery is that even before he moved to Philadelphia, where, you know, in the North, they were already starting the process of making slavery illegal. He used different legal loopholes in order to maintain his status as a slaveholder.
It's amazing.
I struggle with that.
Well, it's amazing when you see what you see in the history book when you learn it in school, and then later on in life you find all this out. And
there
you're
were
like,
so
what
many things
are
we
you
were not
teaching
told
me?
the truth about.
Well, Brooke, this is the Black Report, so I just want to applaud you for a second for not just letting us even, like earlier in our pre-show, you were like, actually, I want to tell the real version of this, so I just want to give you some flowers for a second for not just letting any version of the news go out there to our soulmates. You were like, actually, I want to give you guys the real deal, so I applaud you even for taking the time and acknowledging and, you know, making me a little bit more knowledgeable myself as well.
Because
I appreciate that, but if we start that whole I'm going to give you flowers thing, we will not have anything else to talk about. We are a very loving team here.
I want you to have your flowers, girl.
I appreciate that.
no, you get props up.
But I could go on and on about the three of y'all.
At the end of the day, like, if they don't know, they don't know. So you really educated a lot of people today.
I learned something today, so I appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
We all did. Also today, we remember John Mercer Langston, who was born on this day in 1829. Mercer was a congressman, attorney, diplomat, dean of law, and president of Howard University. Also, NFL star Ernie Davis was also born today in 1939. Davis was an American football player, a halfback who was the first African-American to win the Heisman Trophy back in 1961. And speaking of the Heisman Trophy, on this day, Johnny Rodgers received the prestigious athletic award in 1972. And those are some of the things that happened today in Black history. Real quick, you have to see the movie The Express. It's about Ernie Davis. Of course, he went to Syracuse. He died of leukemia, but, you know, he wore number 44. That Jim Brown wore. And after that, Floyd Little came in because of Ernie Davis, and he wanted to wear that same number. And, you know, I've seen this movie several times. And
I
just
cry
recently,
every single time,
but
Romeo.
not only do you cry for the movie, but then when I see Chadwick Boseman playing Floyd Little, I'm like, oh, right?
Yeah.
It hits a whole different way.
Yeah. You got soulmates. If you haven't seen The Express, you have got to watch it. It's
watch
such
that
a
for the
fantastic
holidays.
movie.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, quick question, guys. Who's on Clubhouse? Anyone? You know, Clubhouse has been like the popular.
They don't
guys
let
know how I
androids
feel
on
about
there.
it.
They don't let androids on there.
Romeo would be on it, except
I
he
forgot.
won't get an
So you
iPhone.
kind of calling me out, but we're good.
Romeo,
It's still
I
in
did
beta
not
testing,
mean-
and they're not there yet.
I forgot. Okay, so what's happening right now in Clubhouse? This morning, Bow Wow, Shad Moss, he actually called out the network BET in a great way because he wants to help their programming do better. You guys remember shows like 106 and Park and The Basement? Those are some of my favorite shows. And so he actually took to Clubhouse and to Twitter asking for all of his fans to help him help BET become better. So that was what was happening today on Black Twitter and happening on Clubhouse. I just want to share you guys a little bit. Brooke, you're in Clubhouse, right?
Yeah, I do. I like to listen. Yeah, a lot. I thought it was the first second of having the app, I was kind of like, what is this?
Yeah.
But it's been really cool to see people just joining and talking. There's book clubs, and they're discussing the book club, and it's, Black people have taken over Clubhouse.
Yeah, they have.
Listen.
Melissa has it. Melissa, tell us exactly what Clubhouse is, really quick. Just give us a quick.
Oh, yeah, we want your definition.
Clubhouse is an app that you have to get invited into, and I got in a little earlier than everybody else did. My friend Shaka Sangor, who wrote the New York Times bestseller book, Righting My Wrongs, he invited me in. And before then, it was just a lot of, tech guys, Fortune 500 CEOs and stuff like that. I didn't see the conversation turning towards our culture like how it has, but when Black people walk into something, we take over.
Yes, we do.
So Clubhouse is wow.
But does it count if I got a message from someone through Clubhouse? Shouts out to Corey.
There's no DMs
Until
yet.
you grow up and get an iPhone.
Okay.
But there's no DMs to let you, Romeo. There's no DMs yet.
Corey was hanging out on there.
Green text
got a message from a
down our
super
group chat,
producer.
okay? I'm tired of it. I'm putting my foot down.
Okay,
Give me one
guys?
for Christmas.
You know what? I was just gonna say, you guys, we're gonna get together and get Romeo an iPhone. That's the group.
He won't use it.
I'm for it.
All right, that movie 4, guys, coming up next.